But let's start with your background. Share a little bit where you started, how you got here.
So my dad started Country Furniture. That is where CF comes from. Country Furniture, 45 years ago, 1979,
The
and
year
we
of my
were.
birth.
Oh, there you go. Such a baby. So yeah, we I've been doing this for far too long, hence the silver hair.
It's
Um,
gorgeous, your hair color.
oh, thank you, but it's retail has been a tough business, and so yeah. Fast forward, we rebranded the company maybe 6 years ago, and we've relocated, and we are now trade only, and sort of branded the company over the last couple of years to be way more applicable to our designers. So we are now company-wide trade only.
And also, you were telling me earlier that you did go to school. Like, did you actually, you went to school to be a designer? And did you ever do any work with design clients?
I did. So I started managing one of the stores. I've been the head buyer for 23 years. I stopped being a buyer about a couple years ago to really focus on designer and trade. But I went to design school, didn't finish it, almost finished it. And I was already helping clients, going to their houses. And I realized I didn't love dealing with the end user. And when I met with an interior designer who didn't love dealing with the logistics of furniture, I realized I was such a better middle person between the designer and the client, helping solve so many problems for designers. So that's kind of was like, okay, I like design. I love seeing the end result, but I don't want to do it or be responsible for the decision making. And so, yeah, I never pursued the interior design, but I still have friends over and over again ask me to come help them with their homes. And I'm always like, no, here's a long list of other designers that are way better at it than me. Uh,
Yeah.
the reasons why you need a designer in your life. I'm very good at promoting designers and why they are angels and marriage savers and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's so funny. The friends who are like, "Can you help me?" There's nothing I find more annoying. To be a jerk, but it's like, come on, man. I imagine like you're an accountant and you're like, you know what? Like, can I get some tax advice while you're here? Like, come on. But
Yeah.
anyway, so you like what made you decide though? Like, I guess you're the what was it called? Furnishings, country furnishings.
Country furniture. Yeah.
Furniture. And so like you kind of took it over and then
So I have two brothers involved. So I have one brother who has been working for my dad since he was like 17. I sort of joined in after school. I did university, college. I traveled for 5 years, joined in when I was about 23. And then I have a younger brother who joined in later. So the three of us sort of lead the company. I'm sort of the creative side of the company and the face of the company, and I work primarily working directly with designers. I have one brother who's more CFO. He's the analytics, the money cruncher guy, and one brother does operations.
amazing. I love it. Okay, you know what? I feel like Julie, who is on time, let's give her what she's here for.
Yes.
So let's get started then.
Yeah, I get really excited when at the end of the presentation, designers are like, okay, what's the catch? How much do I have to pay? I'm like, no, you don't have to pay. I just want you to
Yeah.
follow with me and CF and, buy more furniture. That's the payment.
Yeah.
Okay, so the main purpose of the program, why we've gone trade only, what we do is helping designers become more profitable in the end. Most designers who start to use us quickly realize, oh my gosh, this is so easy. And I can take on way more projects. And ideally, I want you and your accountant at the end of the year to have more profits, less payroll, less overhead, less unbillable hours that you're doing when it comes to furniture procurement. So I'm going to tell you how we do that. So basically, this little presentation keeps me on my talking points because I like to talk. Um, I usually will typically answer all your questions by the end. So probably write down any questions or put them in the chat, and we will come to them. Or I'll say I'm going to answer that shortly here. So,
and don't worry about the chat. I'll pay attention to the chat for you.
Awesome, thanks. I'm going to close it then so it doesn't distract me.
There you go.
Okay, great. So the program, we went trade only in Calgary 4 years ago, and our sales quadrupled. So we know going trade only is the way to go. When you deal with a store that has a retail division, we all know the service that designers get is not great. Usually the salesperson isn't dialed in with the rapid response time you designers need when it comes to furniture. And so now all of our focuses is servicing designers, which is wonderful. We call it the CF service, and that is really why designers are falling in love with what we do. The expansion plan is for us to get to Ontario. We're only in Vancouver, we're only in Calgary, but we do a lot of procurement now across North America.
I wanted to say, you mean a physical location.
A physical location.
She doesn't mean like she doesn't work with people in this area. Like she's hoping to have a physical location, which would be amazing, but like she still works with Toronto designers for procurement.
Absolutely. We're doing more and more. I can't believe how much procurement we're doing in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario now. It's remarkable. And now Northwest Territories, and it's amazing. Very exciting. So you as a designer get assigned to a CF account manager. I have 5 account managers right now that handle most likely hiring another one. Sourcing assets. You get access to a portal. If you're an interior designer, we make you fill out an application to make sure you're a legit designer, and then we give you access to a portal. So any designers watching this, email CF Interiors. We will send you an application, and then we'll give you access to the portal. I'm going to show you the portal after this. We have a wonderful sample program, which basically all our vendors give us mostly all free samples, and we courier samples to Ontario and across Canada all day long. Or our vendors will just drop ship it directly to you in your office. So use and abuse us for our sample program. It makes your life a lot easier. We have an awesome head office in Vancouver that handles we have a 2-person accounts payable. Our volume is big. We do a lot of ordering. We have to pay a lot of bills. We do customized invoicing, which basically means designers can have a choice. You can make the invoice with a furniture package client-facing if you want it to be. A lot of my independent designers like that because, again, they don't want to hire an admin to do all their invoicing. We do the invoicing, and you can customize the discount how you want it to be. Most of our designers we encourage do not pass on their full discount to their clients. We don't believe your clients deserve a full discount. We encourage all our designers to take a cut, and you can customize that. You can split your commissions so that you are getting your 15, 20, 25% markup as a commission check instead of you doing the invoicing and marking it up and having to do all the accounts payable yourself. Our commission program is rad. We pay out a lot of commission. Our largest design firm, we paid them $125,000 in commission last year. They are a team of 2 women. They started 7 years ago. That is my goal, that all these interior designers across Canada are making big commission off furniture. And right now, clients, when they get a taste of your service and that you're doing a wonderful one-stop furniture install and actually making money off it, is why you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to do more furniture. It's actually profitable, because a lot of designers typically don't feel furniture is profitable because the amount of time, headaches, energy, unbillable hours you incur dealing with furniture. So our commission pays a lot of the unbillable hours that you incur dealing with the end user. And we all know that clients can be crazy and you're going to have to deal with them and their photos and their screenshots off Pinterest and Instagram and going to every store on the sun. We all know that. So we love our commission program.
Actually, I do have a question about that. It's white label, we call it, right? It still says CF Interiors, but the white labeling is by product, right?
Yes. So if our designers want to white label, private label is another name, their invoices, they can do that. And that means it's a CF Interiors invoice, but your product, the vendor is removed and the name is removed. So that your clients, we all know who they are not Googling Four Hands and End Table and finding it at LD Shop for a little bit less money, but that you have to pay shipping to get it into the GTA. So LD Shop is a good example. All their Four Hands is white labeled. So you can white label your invoice so clients can't go Google living room rug. They are, and again, you don't want to give them the ingredients to the cake that you're making because then they have all the secret sauce.
Yeah.
We want to keep those. So a lot of designers want to keep them tight so they're just not dealing with clients having to Google. So that's the white labeling, customized invoicing. Thank you, Michelle. Freight. So a big win for us and why some of our discounts are the best across Canada, Four Hands as an example, is because we are the largest Four Hands dealers in Canada. Our freight rates are very, very good. We negotiate really good freight rates, and of course we pay commercial freight rates to land product in GTA or in Alberta or BC. Another win is we have a claims department. So if you're dealing with furniture claims, their unbillable hours, and sometimes they can take you hours and hours and days to deal with a claim. At CF, you send us a photo and we fight your battle. We handle all claims. We coordinate repairs or replacements, all of it. That is another reason why designers are like, we love CF because Nicole is our claims angel. She runs our department and she is very good at it. I will get involved in escalated claims. If Sunpan denies a nightstand claim and Michelle's really mad about it, I'm going to let Sunpan know, hey, I need you to approve this claim because Michelle's a really good designer that I am growing with. And if I ask Sunpan for that, I usually get what I want. I don't abuse it, but again, you're leveraging my buying power, my volume, and for me to fight your battles for you. ETAs and logistics. So we handle all your order tracking. A lot of designers love this because you don't, again, have to have an administrator tracking all your orders. We do it for you with a spreadsheet. I'll show you what that spreadsheet looks like, but it is a wonderful system that, again, designers are like, oh my God, there's no one in Canada doing this except CF, handling all your order tracking. We have a logistics coordinator because we do so many out-of-town projects and we land so much product in GTA and outside of Ontario. Our logistics coordinator, Tori, is awesome. She handles all of that. Usually what any of our vendors that are in Vancouver, that we consolidate all the orders in our warehouse, if we have to ship it to Ontario, there's going to be a shipping fee. So we'll work on getting that shipping fee to be as economical as possible, and that is what Tori does. Or if it's a US or Ontario company, then of course we will drop ship it right into the GTA warehouse that we use.
And I'm just going to add to that, like, we'd be paying that shipping anyway.
Good point.
So it's like not really, it's not like a downside in any way. It's really just, if we're ordering those, like, we're going to be paying that shipping regardless. So
yeah, and ideally, if our program grows enough that we're doing a weekly Ontario shipment from Vancouver, again, that freight rate will go lower and lower for you independent designers if we're consolidating.
Which is why I want this to get out to the designers in Toronto. So spread the word.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's our goal. That's our goal. I love it, Michelle. We're going to do it. And then, of course, in Vancouver and in Alberta, we give free warehousing. That warehousing is a long period of time. Once the bulk of the orders arrive, we sort of say, hey, your order's here. We now give you 60 days, no charge. And then after 60 days, we charge $10 a square foot if your project is delayed. Obviously, if we receive it in ProTrans, is who we use in the GTA, Norma at ProTrans will receive it. We give our designers 1 week free warehousing in ProTrans, and then we say, hey, where can we ship this so we don't pay warehousing, or you pay ProTrans their warehousing fee. We can pay it. We do most accounting for you, and we don't mark up what ProTrans bills us.
Actually, this actually has prompted a question for me here.
Great.
Actually, there was two things. If we, you know how you're saying like everything generally goes to ProTrans, and like, you know, if it's not coming from out west, then it's included in the price and you're not paying additional costs. If you're dealing with like, okay, I am going to have to pay for shipping. I feel like we may have talked about this the last time we chatted, like offline. Can we just say, hey, we actually just wanted to go right to the warehouse the end warehouse we want it to go to?
You betcha. We'll drop ship anywhere you want.
Are you saying that we could just bypass ProTrans altogether, or no?
I would say that is a Tory question, and it depends on the shipper, because I believe as long as we like ProTrans because we have all the information, their loading bay, we know their receiving rates, we know all that. If we were to ship it somewhere else, we just want to make sure that there's a loading bay and how much are they charging to receive it. But if you have a warehouse, we would love to deliver it wherever. So we do that. Typically right now, if we have something remote Ontario up in the Muskokas, we'll receive it in ProTrans, and then ProTrans will get it to wherever it needs to go. But ProTrans is, in our opinion, as economical as possible and trustworthy. We have a lot of warehouses that are not treating our product well. They're stacking it way too damaged. So ProTrans, we like the way they do it.
Okay. And actually, the other question I had was, you know how before you said you're hoping to eventually have like presence, like actual like brick and mortar in the GTA area or somewhere of the like. Would that, in your mind, come with the like warehousing additional like benefit?
That would come with growth. It wouldn't be right away. The amount of money in Vancouver, our warehouse cost compared to our warehouse in Calgary is quite a different cost because of the Vancouver nightmare cost of doing business. But in Calgary, our warehouse cost is great. But in Ontario, depending on, once we start analyzing our volume and we get more and more designers doing all their procurement, I absolutely forecast, we would have a warehouse there one day, because warehousing fees in Ontario, especially is really, really good.
Okay. So another reason to like try to make this grow in the GTA, because that's an incredible benefit that designers out west must love. Like, that's amazing.
It's incredible, because when I talk to a designer out west and I find out their warehousing fee, and that's their overhead. They're not billing out to their clients their warehousing fee. So it just gets into their profits.
Yeah. Do some designers like charge a monthly fee just to their clients, even though interesting.
So in the end, the client often is the one that likes our program, because they're saving a lot of warehousing fees and receiving fees and billable hours and things like that. So it actually ends up being a little bit more economical for the client, more profitable for the designer.
I feel like at the end of the day too, like everything you just said is an added benefit for how you can sell it to your design or to your client, which is like, even if for some reason they found the price somewhere else that's like a little less, you just sell it by saying like, but there's no additional, like if I were to buy it from there and I have to manage it, then I have to bill you additional hours or time for XYZ, and part of like my design fee is where it's at, because I don't have to deal with that in the same way.
Bang on, Michelle. I think you just nailed it right there. You designers in Ontario are my salespeople. You're the one who's selling my program to your clients. And what designers now do in Alberta and BC, they write in their contracts, I will do your furniture and all your home decor, but I only deal with CF Interiors. And a client then goes, well, why? I want to be able to shop at West Elm and CB2 and all these different places. And the designer's like, I don't. It is not worth my time and energy to track orders from all those places that you don't make commission on. Yeah. And so you right away at the beginning, signing the contract, you keep your clients from going rogue. Yeah. And when you have clients that go rogue, we know the unbillable hours you incur and why you hate doing furniture with them. Yeah. And so if you can stop that right away, so that is, again, you're the one who's selling my program to your clients going, trust me when I tell you it's going to save us all money in the long run.
Love it.
Okay, so warehousing, we talked about delivery. Of course, ProTrans. We love Norma, and Norma has her favorite delivery guys. So most designers have their favorite delivery guys. We want to use the best delivery guys to represent CF well going into your client's home. So, that's really important to us, again, to hire reputable delivery guys that are on brand, and we all know when you don't get great delivery guys, how bad it is for the clients, the last taste. Okay, moving on. This is the spreadsheet. So we build this spreadsheet for every designer. Every project is a different sheet. We give you a shareable link. You bookmark it. And when you email your CF account manager, what's the update on my order? They're going to remind you over and over again, look at your spreadsheet. Your ETA is there. Any delay updates, we update this spreadsheet every week. The order department, when it gets an acknowledgement, updates it. Every account manager has an administrator. Their pretty much full-time job is updating the spreadsheet. So now designers are like, this is my Bible. I don't have to deal with anything. I can actually see when it's coming, when it's arrived in the warehouse, and that we are on track for installation date. This came out of COVID because it was such a nightmare tracking orders and our vendors wouldn't even update us. But now this is something that has become liquid gold for us because we do this with every single order, every single project. Hopefully, you as a designer are having multiple projects. A lot of our designers have 20 furniture projects going at one time, and they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to think about it. So typical designers would only take on a few furniture projects a year. Now they're saying, we can take on way more furniture projects because CF does all this painful admin for us.
And how, do you need to request this spreadsheet? And I should say, I don't want to sound like, I just recently learned about CF, so I am just now starting to work with you guys. So I sadly found you right after I just did a huge purchasing and I'm so pissed about it. But so I actually am going to ask questions which you're going to be like, well, why shouldn't you know this, Michelle? I don't, because I am just dipping my toes in, but I know how incredible this program is. It's a no-brainer. But how do you get this? Do you need to request this? Does it come once a month, once a week? How does it work?
No, when you request a quote, typically we'll start a budget spreadsheet right away. Some of our designers send us their version of a budget spreadsheet and we convert it into our version. And then a budget spreadsheet will then, once your deposit goes through it, it's changed to an ETA spreadsheet automatically because it ends up saving so many emails from you going, what's the update? What's the update? And we just sort of, our new designers, we have to remind you, go to your spreadsheet, stop emailing me.
Is it like a live spreadsheet that I just go to a link like a Google Drive? Did you say that and I missed it? Sorry.
You betcha. It's a live spreadsheet, Google Drive. We give you a share.
I love it. And what I'm thinking about right now is you can translate this to, I don't know. I don't have access. You share it with us, but I can't do anything to it, right?
No, you can't do anything to it.
But what I would see happening is you basically copy this. If you want to share it with your clients, you could just either export it as like a database that you can convert. Like I use Notion for all of this stuff, which is a software that for project management. But like you could easily just copy and paste this into a client facing version, delete the supplier, like make sure that the language, like you do it once where you just go, okay, I'm going to update this to just say sofa, get rid of the item number, and then now you can just send that to your client every week or whatever.
Exactly. A lot of our designers will download it client facing, and we all know clients, especially the husbands, like to see the progress every week.
Yeah.
Keeps them super happy. Communication is so liquid gold. And so, yeah, this ends up being, again, another tool for you to look like a hero to your clients.
Yeah. This is also, like, in my mind, a really big, like, time where a lot of time is spent. So, you have clients wanting to know where things are, and you have to make sure that you've gotten all that. And, like, oh, shoot, something's, for example, what would happen then if... let's say I got this. Let's pretend it's like right now it's April 15th, and we had estimated an ETA in March. Like, what does that look like as far as communicating? Do you just add in the note what's going on and what the new date is? Like, what is the flag or the communication on when something is actually way past due?
Well, we usually catch it way before, and that's the job, is as long as we're catching it before, 1 month before, we're communicating to you the delay, we all look like heroes. Because what happened is typically back in the day when we didn't have this, we would order something and the vendor would send an acknowledgement and no one would look at that new date. Yeah. And so when the designer would email going, what's the update on my order? We look and we're like, oh, shoot, it got delayed 2 months. Well, we would have canceled the order and found an alternative.
Yeah.
So it was just the way we need to service designers is we have to communicate to make you look like a hero. And so this was when COVID hit and all the vendors, everything was delayed, but they weren't even letting us know. We had to email them saying, hey, we're waiting for a piece. They would go, oh yeah, sorry, that got delayed. We don't have the capacity to even let you all know about delays because there's so many of them. We're not even letting you know. That's when we had to hire admin to be like, you need to help the salespeople communicate delays because we're going to lose all our business if we don't have a way to communicate. So we communicate you before. And right now, because we have all these people behind you, you have a team of people, you have your account manager, your admin, you have a 3-person order department who is tracking all the acknowledgements to making sure the spreadsheets are correct. So everybody has access to the spreadsheets internally at CF.
Amazing. I will say for me, this communicating, and also I see somebody else joined us. Post in the comment who else just joined. This is a huge pain point for me, being on top of communicating, and I know this is making me look real bad. It's a real pain point in my business, particularly because I feel constantly behind the 8 ball on everything. And I feel like anything that can help me be able to communicate better, because we talked about earlier, this is not a strength of mine, communicating, because I don't like communicating when I don't have all the information. So I'm like waiting for all the information, and when I don't have it, I don't want to send it. It's a whole thing. So like this definitely makes you look like a hero to your clients for sure. This is amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the green versus green means you already got it?
Yes. Oh, green means you already got it. Yeah, and they all have color codes. Red is a claim, and this is an old spreadsheet too. Yeah. Most of our spreadsheets now are like massive, because now a lot of designers who have experienced the CF systems are now like, we're doing all our furniture, and so now it's just grown into this massive engine. So the spreadsheet system has been a remarkable success story for CF.
So sorry, Catherine, oh no, I don't even know how to fix that. I wonder if people don't know. How did you end up finding the link, Catherine? I would love to know. I actually don't know what's happening. Let me, shoot. Well, that's unfortunate. So Julie, how did you find the link here? Like, how did you get in here? Because that's actually funny, because I know we're live, but I just don't really know. I don't actually know how to find it in Facebook land. So shoot. Sorry, Allison, hold on just one
No.
sec.
Oh, good.
The event page goes to your YouTube. Yes. How did you find this live event? Is that what you mean, that you couldn't find it? I just came up and it was at the top. Okay. For whatever reason, it does not show up for me. Okay. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Keep going. But so good news is another Toronto designer. And just so you know, this will be on the replay, so you'll be able to watch anything that you missed. All right. Sorry, Allison.
Oh, awesome. Do you want me to just do a little 1 minute spiel on where we've come from?
You know what? I feel like we keep going only because, like, if people do keep coming in, then that might, on the replay, it might feel choppy. So
Perfect.
we got another person. I'd love, let us know who and where you're coming from when you come in. But anything that you've missed to date or so far will be on the replay. But basically, right now we're talking about the ETA spreadsheet. Okay. The event page is separate than your group. I'll watch a replay. Shoot. Here's the thing. Facebook is like over my head now. It's been so long since I've been in there, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But okay, sorry, Allison.
Oh, all good. This is so much fun, and we can do this all the time. Okay, so spreadsheet. Yeah. Very excited because I think the spreadsheet becomes such an incredible administrative tool for my designers to avoid all the unbillable hours you incur managing so many orders when it comes to furniture and home decor and lighting. So spreadsheet, big win.
Actually, can we go back, I'm so sorry. Go back one hot sec. Where it says review reselect options, if something shows up back ordered, I don't want to say something you're like, no, we don't do that. But I'm just going to ask the question. Something's back ordered and it's like back ordered to a degree that just makes no sense to move forward. Are you open? Like, do you suggest potential alternatives? Like what?
Well, you betcha. That actually leads me into the next slide.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
What CF is so good at is we are furniture experts. We live and breathe furniture. We go to the shows all over the world. We bring our account managers to High Point. We have a little hive of people that if you send us anything, if we need to find you an alternative because it's back ordered, if you send me a Studio McGee, LD Shop, Lulu in Georgia, Allison Lane, Our House, Restoration Hardware, your clients want something, send us a photo, and we can usually either find the exact same thing because we're ordering it from the exact same place, but we're not white labeling it, or we'll find you a few alternatives that are pretty darn close. What you'll start to realize is, oh my goodness, CF they're sourcing machines. We can find you anything. So we, again, just become an extension of your team, helping you source and make sourcing so much easier. And I mean, we utilize our sales reps. So if you send me a light and I don't know where it is, I'll send it to all my lighting reps and they'll be like, yeah, that's Hudson Lighting and LD Shop private labels everything. So you will start to love using and abusing us as being your incredible sourcing machines.
Somebody just commented amazing. And for the new people that just joined, annoyingly Ecamm, the software I'm using, the comments just show up as Facebook users, so I can't always reference your name, so I apologize for that.
We have a lot of vendors. We have 300 vendors. Now, we have a top 50 vendors that we go to all the time. One of the we've been doing this for 45 years. We used to be really good at medium price furniture. That is our bread and butter, but we are trying to get more into the luxury side of things. We just opened Baker Furniture, Verellen, Vanguard, but our bread and butter is what you see here. So this, sometimes a lot of our designers are like, oh my God, you guys have so many vendors, I'm confused. I'm always like, just start at the vendor cheat sheet. These are our top vendors. This is bread and butter. So obviously occasional rugs, lighting, and upholstery, that is what we do the most of, as well as bedroom. So that's a little cheat
And when you
sheet.
say started the cheat sheet, like I feel like you're referring to like you guys actually have resources in your portal. Is this one of the resources? So like
Yes.
honestly, your portal is like no other portal I've seen. It's like I think you're gonna show it. I didn't
I
even get to
am.
see. Yeah, it's so incredible.
I
So you're
am going
saying
to
this is like something that you can like pull down from the portal as your own cheat sheet that you can just have on hand.
Yeah, and a lot of designers starting out with us, they like this cheat sheet just to start with. But
Yeah.
then again, you'll start to realize your account manager can find you anything, and then you'll start to learn more and more of the vendors. And eventually, 1, 2, 3 furniture packages later, you guys are all going to become CF vendor experts. So, this is just a great tool. The portal is awesome. Michelle just said it. It is an incredible asset that we give to only interior designers. We do not give builders, architects, realtors, contractors access to the portal. The portal is only for interior designers, so you do have to fill out the application. We do give access to builders, architects, contractors, lighting. That's it. They're allowed lighting. They order lighting from us at designer pricing, but not furniture, not home decor, nothing. We feel very strongly at CF that you designers are doing the heavy lifting with clients. You deserve the largest discount. And we keep our discounts very sacred. If your clients phone us, no. The discount is for designers. You have to be with your designer. You have to be working with your designer. We are trade only, and we keep our discounts for you because most of our designers split their discounts, so we would never disclose what our designer discount is ever to an end user. Furniture package tiers. A lot of designers love us because we are low price, medium price, high, and luxury. So we all know clients like to have a menu to make a decision. So it's really nice to give them a menu at CF. And this is just one super arbitrary numbers, but for a 1-bedroom condo, we can keep it low at 20 grand, or we can spend 200 grand plus. World's your oyster. But it's nice.
Is this also a PDF you have available?
You betcha.
This is kind of how I do my thing as well. Like when I present, like now she's just done all the work for you, and you don't even have to put in the effort to make this to show clients.
I'll send it to you, Michelle, so you can share it with the group.
Love it.
It is a really good document. A lot of designers will say they do low to high, but we all know clients that haven't bought furniture in 20 years, they have no idea how much furniture costs.
Yeah.
And so this is just a nice way to sort of give them an idea. And then the journey is why you should spend more money on anything that you're sitting on and where you should keep your budget low in spare bedrooms and whatever. But this is a really nice tool that we give all our designers. Okay, ordering direct or ordering online versus going through CF. So a lot of designers still let their clients order from the big box retailers. And we all know at the end of the day what a nightmare that is for you. You don't get to make any commission when your clients are finding product on West Elm or CB2 and who's tracking all those orders and when they're being received, who's warehousing it, and then if it's damaged, who's dealing with that? You are. And you're not billing out for any of that time when your clients buy from big box retailers. So again, this is the opportunity you have to keep your clients from going rogue, using CF, because you can make commission when you buy from CF. The other part is when you order direct or online, as a designer, you're having to deal with all of this, which most of it is unbillable hours. And at CF, we make the logistics really simple for you. The financial benefits. So as a trade-only company, do I need 2 20,000 square foot showrooms? I don't. 95% of our business is done remote, unless you're going to do a bum test. And unfortunately, you Ontario designers can't come bum test. But you can leverage my buying power. I keep these big showrooms because they give me buying power. I get a lower price point. When you as a designer buy direct from Sunpan or Nuevo or Verellen or Lee, you pay 25 to 40% more at designer wholesale. I pay stocking dealer. So all said and done, I end up landing it in the GTA at the same amount of money that you would pay direct. But I'm doing all the service and all the unbillable hours for you. That is where I save you a ton of time and money. I also have no minimums. My freight rates are way less than you trying to pay freight rates. My brokerage rates are less, trying to clear it through than you as an independent. And we all know that when you buy from the US and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is way less money. And then you get a FedEx duty bill
100%.
and you're like, oh, well, I didn't know.
Because a lot of the times, like, you'll get it like after the fact, and then you just like feel weird having to bill that out to the client. Also, the minimums is huge because I tried to place, because the thing is, we're not always, like, the minimums are per year. So, like, for example, Left Bank, I happen to have not ordered anything from Left Bank in so long that when I tried to place an order, and this was like right before I had learned about your program, so I tried to place an order for Left Bank and I couldn't because of the minimum. So then I was kind of waiting because I knew there was another project I needed to order for. So then I came on your presentation and I was like, oh shoot, well, I'm just going to email them. So now, you know, you're not limited to any of that at all, which is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And for us, a lot of my designers now are like, we're not ordering from anyone except CF, but I might not have a brand. So they'll send me one of their brands. And then I reach out to the brand and be like, okay, well, how can I get a stocking dealer account so I look like a hero? So you leverage me. That's all I do is I reach out to vendors. Usually I have to do an opening order, but I can usually convince them to waive that because I sell to 5,000 interior designers. I don't need an opening order. Give me your brand and I'll get you 10 tag orders.
Yeah.
So it works really well. And then of course, you know, the warehousing, we receive it at ProTrans. We give you 1 week of free warehousing.
Yeah, this is the only area where in the GTA, like, it's a little different. If you were in the Western Ontario, you would get a shit ton of warehousing covered. But right now, this is why we want to spread the word in Toronto, because the more we grow in Toronto, then the more likely that we can get a longer benefit with potential warehousing included. So it's an evolution of trying to get there to get as much as we can from this amazing program.
Exactly. Yeah. Western Canada, we give a lot of free warehousing, but in Ontario, it will come with growth. And the more designers that we can get doing procurement through us, the more likely we can then get our own warehouse and offer that benefit to you, Ontario designers. And then, of course, we handle all your claims. And even in Ontario, we handle all your claims. And that, you know, it's just you send me the photo and my claim department handles that claim, which, again, designers love in Ontario because you don't have to deal with the painful process of submitting a claim to a vendor.
Totally. And I feel like because of your buying power, these vendors are more likely to prioritize your claim and get you what you need. Whereas, like, you know, Four Hands, I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like every time I order from Four Hands, there's always something a little bit wrong. And I just feel like I'm a nobody to them. So, like, why do they care really about helping me in a timely manner? And I feel like I'm like so low on the list of priorities. So I think that's huge as well.
Yeah, you know, Four Hands, it's great because we are the largest Canadian dealer of Four Hands. We do a massive amount of volume. They are getting more and more strict with their claims. I do fight a lot of battles on behalf of my big designers because I'm like, listen, Four Hands, no, this is a claim. So Four Hands is a really good example of we drop ship a lot into the GTA. And if you order it online or if you order it direct, you pay way more money than when you order it through CF, and we give you 25% off your landed retail price into the GTA. We beat your direct pricing by far. Right there, you can kind of see you pay basically $2,600 for this coffee table. At CF, you pay $2,100. So not only are you saving the money, but you're saving all the nightmare it is dealing with four hands.
That is awesome. I feel like this wasn't in the presentation last time, and I love this.
I think I might have updated it recently.
Yeah, I love this.
There you go. So this is a nice sort of wrap up of what we talked about. This is your company bottom line, designers. All the time that you deal with the sourcing, the placing the orders, the tracking the orders, the logistics, the warehousing, the claims. This is everything we do for you. So the purpose of this presentation is helping designers stop doing all of that and having payroll and having overhead and all the unbillable time, and you guys taking on more projects, saying yes to more projects and making more profits, because you have a team of people at CF behind you. We work for you. You are my salespeople. You are selling my product to your clients. So time is money, honey, and we save you a lot of time. Some of the more financial rewards, commission. So again, when I get wind that designers pass on their full discount to their clients, I am like, never again. Your clients do not deserve. And if you guys, I'm going to go through discounts next, but a lot of our discounts vary. We want our discounts to be 30% is ideal, because then you can give 10% to your clients and they should be happy with that. And
Slash
you're making
nothing.
slash nothing. Thank you, Michelle. I would wish more designers gave nothing to their clients, and you're making a 30% commission on the product. So we mail out a lot of commission every month. So if we can get you making 30 points or 20 points or whatever, again, it can become profitable. We have one loyalty program that's for high volume designers. It starts at $500,000 a year. If you spend $500,000 a year or more, we write a loyalty check at the end of each year. And that depends. It's 1% loyalty percentage, but it's a nice little bit of gravy on top of the commission. And then just ease of project management. We all know how much time project managing is, and so hoping that we take a little pressure off that. We talked a little bit about updating contracts. Again, a lot. Now that we're trade only, your clients cannot buy from CF. If you go on my website, we are a trade only company. So now it gives you the ability to write in your contracts that you do all procurement through CF. Why? Because your clients going rogue ends up costing you so much unbillable hours. So updating your contracts is my goal. Marketing, we 100% market to you designers, and we do that with content. So hopefully we're doing more projects, we're getting more of your photography, and we're posting on your behalf, helping you build your brand in Ontario. Contract, we have been residential focused for 45 years, but we just launched a contract division. A lot of our vendors have contract viable lines, but we're not well known of doing contract. We are now. We do a lot of procurement for developers in Toronto. We do amenity spaces. We do lobbies. We do hospitality, which sometimes is a catch-22 because there's no margin on hospitality and we're not bidding on projects. It just sometimes comes in our lap and we're filling the bill. But please know, for you interior designers, leverage us for our contract division. Again, it's great for all the systems in place for a contract project. And developers love us because it's one bill, one installation, and we handle all the headaches. That's a little bit more about the contract, just handling, and restaurants as well. We do a lot of restaurants too. We've done a couple in Toronto doing all the procurement. And that is the presentation. Now I'm going to share the portal with all of you.
Okay, before we do that, I just want to answer this one question somebody, and again, I apologize. I don't have the name of who posted this, but her question was, I assume her, sorry, he or she, is this specifically for Canadian designers, asking because I'm in the US, Iowa?
No, we do a lot of procurement in the US now. The only tricky part, full disclosure, is all our pricing that we do is Canadian, landed. So when we have a designer in the US, it's just case by case. So you would say, hey, I'm in Iowa. I want to do all of my procurement through CF. I would then give you a slightly larger discount because I'm not paying duty on a lot of things being received into Canada. So yes, I absolutely, and do we expect to expand in the US? I hope so. We've been asked to have a resource center in LA. We do a lot of projects in Palm Springs and Beverly Hills right now. We happen to have a developer who is a Canadian developer, and we do all their projects as well as their personal mansions in Beverly Hills. So yes, we can absolutely facilitate any US projects. And send me a message and I can get you set up properly. Little case by case, because we don't do a lot. It's probably less than 1% of projects. So we don't focus right now in US, but one day we will. Okay. So I'm going to jump into my portal. I'm going to pull this up. Bear with
up because this portal's amazing.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a sec.
Okay.
Because I have to do another screen. Now I'm going to share again.
And I just want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, like specifics on any of the things that she just talked about, just post them in the chat here and I will make sure she answers them for you.
Okay, people, we're going to, this is the home page of CF Interiors, and right up here you're going to see Designer Portal. You all need to apply to the program to get access to the Designer Portal because we just have to make sure you're a designer. You're going to log in with your email and your password that you created, and you come to the home page of the Designer Portal. This home page is great. Some of my events are shown here, any recent updates, any new and noteworthy lookbooks, or the designer CF vendor roadmap and cheat sheet is here. These are fun little lookbooks that you guys can look on your own time. The other thing is we have 2 Instagram pages, one for BC designers and one for Calgary designers. Do my BC designers. It's basically a private Instagram account that we would post things like a discount that's applicable to you that we would never want your clients to see. Because we're not retail, we don't have store-wide sales, but a lot of our vendors will have vendor sales, and we want you designers to know about them, but we don't want your clients to see them. So that's kind of where we post those Instagram.
Oh, so it's like you have to request kind of thing?
Yeah, you just ask to follow that, and I will look and I only let interior designers follow me on that one. So some of the resources is, we're always going to go to Shop All Vendors, but I'm going to show you the resource page because it's a great little page. This is where all my US vendors, so again, for my Iowa designer watching, go here because you'll check out some of our US vendors and then you can leverage my buying power again to land in your US projects. But again, the discounts will vary for you, US designers. Contract vendors, outdoor vendors, lighting vendors. A lot of my designers just want to see those and send them to their clients. And then color guide. This is a little color guide that basically just shows the discounts. Color. We hide the discounts a little bit on this portal because some of my designers who still work with clients beside them physically will use the portal as a sourcing tool. So we don't want the discounts front and center. So I'll show you where that is a little bit. where am I here? So I'm going to go back to the home page, and you're going to go to Shop All Vendors. And this is the page you want to bookmark. This is a list of 125 of my top vendors. We have another 100 not on the portal because they don't deserve a parking spot on the portal yet, or they're more system, contract, complicated minimum orders. Your CF account manager will have access to a lot more vendors, but these are our top vendors, our bread and butter. It is organized alphabetically, except Redford House is a new addition. It's not, but it just has to be alphabetized at one point. So big, long list of vendors. These filters over here are really a great way to navigate a lot of the vendors. So you can do it by style. You can do it by tier, primary and secondary. I'll come back to what that means. Price point, low to high. Category is probably the best filter. If you just want to look at bedroom, click bedroom. But again, your sales account manager is the best filter. You send them a photo of whatever you or your client found, a timeline when you need to buy, approximate max budget, and she will soft train you on where to go as well. This is still overwhelming for my newbies, but we do hold your hand while you're learning our vendors. And then service and features are some of the filters: sustainable, commercial grade, Canadian made, or quick ship, if that matters. So today, let's kind of look at Moe's. Moe's is a really good vendor. We are one of the largest boutique wholesale accounts in Canada for Moe's. Moe's has their own retail store, and then they sell franchises. Michelle, do you have a Moe's store in? Okay, good. No. So Moe's is imported. Moe's is not very, in terms of the upholstery, I would never buy a sofa from Moe's if it's a residential project. If it's a commercial project for a photo only, have at her, but not for wearability. Their sofas are not great, but their case goods and their beds are awesome. So
because I just got a bed from them.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, their beds are great. And I've shaken many of Moe's beds to make sure it's solid. They're solid. So this is a Moe's vendor page, which is most of the vendor page kind of look the same. I have to refresh my page because there is a glitch, and now all these little icons work, and they just tell you what filter applies to them. So that might be kind of handy. This first button always directs you to the vendor page. So you now know I'm redirecting you to 125 different vendor pages. So it's a lot. It is a lot. We have millions of SKUs that you can order through CF, but you have to dig a little bit. We're not like LD Shop or Studio McGee or CB2 that's one website and everything's there. We are directing you to 125 different websites. So it's clunky, but it's well worth the value in the long run.
Also, I'm just going to add, like, if you do like shopping on LD, just shop there and then send the link to CF. Also, I feel like after a while you get to know, you kind of know, oh, this is this brand. But if you don't, just be like, hey, I'm looking at this on LT Market or LD Shop. Like, do you carry it? And like, can you get me a price or whatever?
You betcha. We love LD Shop because LD Shop is a terrible reputation of shipping across Canada. So, and 95% of their furniture product, we bring in the same.
It's all the same, really, right? And it's nice because if like you feel overwhelmed, which you can feel a little bit, like you kind of go to LD Shop, you feel like you've been presented a curated list of products that you. Same thing with like McGee & Co. Like if you go look at their stuff and then just send it to. That's often what I do when I'm shopping. I don't go to all the vendor websites. I just go look for like the major brands, like the ones I've just said, and then I kind of go, okay, at least it's been whittled down for me, and then I just get to know the brands a bit. But like I said, if you don't, just send it to CF and say, hey, who's this? What's the price through you?
And the goal for us is our website one day will be curated to look more like an LD Shop, but right now it's more of It's a very, very tiny little showing of what we do on our public website. The portal is where all the juicy, but it's clunky. You have to go to a lot of places.
I kind of like it anyways, because it's like, it gives me the opportunity to see, because if you curate for me, like there could be other stuff that I like that I may never see that way. So it's kind of like, it gives you the opportunity to go look and see what's out there.
Exactly. And curating is for your end user, not for you guys.
Yes.
You guys are the ones that are, you can work with a portal. You can work with 125 different websites.
Yeah.
You don't get overwhelmed, but we all know your clients will. So, okay. So Moz, you happen to need to have a login. So if there's a login to a website, we put it right here on this homepage. So just make sure you copy it. And when you log into Moz, mine, of course, will be automatically there. I'm going to log in. And now I can see and when you log in, you can see all these prices are landed into, now this is the catch, Vancouver. Can I land these into the GTA at the same price? I can, but your discount might not be as big because I have to pay shipping. Moz is stocked in British Columbia. If you buy a lot of Moz or a lot of product that's stocked in BC and I'm driving out a big truck to ProTrans, then we can make it economical. So case by case for you guys. But Michelle's already ordered a bed from Moz, and so she has a good idea, but we can ship pretty economically. Moz.
Well, no, I didn't order it from Moz. I got duped. I ordered it through Sunday's company, not realizing I ordered Moz, and I should have ordered. I would have ordered through Moz. That's another thing too. Like sometimes I hate when I didn't realize I just ordered something I have an account with through a retailer, and that happened before I even knew about you guys. Like had I realized that now, I would have gone through you, right?
Bugger. So. And Moz has a trade division, and you can order direct from Moz, but you only get 20% off at Moz. At CF, you get 25% off. So kind of a nice little benefit. Yeah. So Moz website is great because it has live inventory and retail pricing. So this coffee table is $19.99 full retail into BC.
Sorry, I think you're on a new page that it didn't register because I still see your portal.
Thank you. So when I open up a new page, it doesn't, okay, got it.
So I think you may just have to unshare and then reshare real quick if you want to show us that.
Yeah, let me just show you that. So I logged into the Moz website and I am now on the Moz website. And the Moz website is great because you've logged in, so you have client-facing retail pricing. There is none in stock. More are coming in December. So we know that right away. So the nice thing about the portal is that you can actually look at a product, you can look at the price, you can look at its availability, and you don't need your CF account manager.
Oh my God. Can every website do that, please?
If you can rapidly quote your clients an ETA and a price, again, half the time is waiting for your account manager to get back to you. So the portal gives you such an ability to be able to rapidly quote. Okay, I'm coming back to my portal and Moz. Now, let's talk about discounts. So you saw that this is mustard, and on the resource page, I showed you the color guide. Mustard means 25% off. So you know right away that when you're going into the Moz website, you as a designer are eligible for 25 off. And if you have a client sitting beside you, they don't need to know that. And if you are sharing some of your discount, you can tell them they're getting 10% off. You know you're getting 25 off Moz. We don't give you anything more because Moz dictates our retail price on their website. So our margins are what they are. And that is where our discounts are a little bit pigeonholed because we need the retail pricing to be competitive for your clients if they're going to Google it. This little link right here is called Quick Reference Guide Vancouver. Now, my Ontario designers, the idea is one day I'm going to have Quick Reference Guide Ontario here. That is my goal.
Yes.
Woo-woo! But right now, you are
Yes.
you are going to do Quick Reference Guide Vancouver, ideally because Vancouver has the largest discounts because a lot of our vendors are in Vancouver. And so we don't have to pay shipping. We pick up a couple times a week from Moe's, is an example. So Quick Reference Guide Vancouver, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to share my screen here. And this is you now have a 6-page live document on every vendor page. So remember, this is on every vendor page. You can print this off, but ideally I'd rather you use the live version because God forbid, knock on wood, the US dollar plummets, my US vendor discounts are going to change. So this document is updated on a regular basis depending on our margins. Sometimes a vendor that we opened a year ago, we just became a gold vendor and I'll get an additional discount on my stocking dealer price. I will reward my designers with an increased discount. So you'll see discounts will improve sometimes as we grow with volume with a particular vendor. So you can see the discounts are all over the place. I'm sorry, I know it's annoying, but you have to refer to this to see what your discount is so you know what your margins are going to be on that product. The other thing to note is here is where I list primary and secondary. And primary basically means no stipulations apply. You can order anything and you get your full discount. Secondary vendors are vendors that are a big pain in my butt. And they usually have terrible freight programs. They have a minimum order. And so we basically want you to order a minimum of $1,000. If you want to order something and it's under $1,000, we just charge you a small freight fee. And most of our designers just build that into the cost and their clients don't really know about it. If the clients Google that product, they want to order it themselves, they'll usually quite realize, oh, I'm going to have to pay shipping anyways from anywhere. So that is just secondary vendor, a little bit of a freight stipulation. Michelle had mentioned Left Bank. Left Bank has a minimum order because you basically have to get a skid. Ideally, we consolidate our Left Bank orders. If we get independent orders from 10 different designers, great, we can fill a skid and then we get our order processed. But if Michelle wants one piece of art, we have to put it on a skid and we have to pay that skid fee. So it's a lot. So consolidating orders is what we're really good at. Okay, I'm going to, so this document is awesome. It is a list of all our vendors, and you'll see, you'll start to get to used to using that on a regular basis.
And sorry, you said to you for us, we should use the Vancouver.
Use the Vancouver, yeah. And then Michelle and I are going to work hard at getting a Ontario one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Moe's vendor. Let's do Jaipur rugs. We do a lot of.
I'm actually really excited about Jaipur. I definitely had tried to find an account with them a long time ago and I wasn't able to.
Yeah, and Jaipur sells direct to designers, but again, I think your price is 30% higher than mine. And you're paying.
I don't even know if I was able to do it. Like a lot of the times, I don't know, maybe you don't experience this because like you've always had the furniture, because like your whole life, the furniture store, but there's a lot of these American vendors that like, sorry, you just said that they do. I thought I had tried and I couldn't get one. Like, or they're just such a pain in the ass because like the landed costs are so difficult to identify. And
yeah, a lot of suppliers don't want to deal with you independents because they'll put all the work into opening your account, and then when it goes to ship an 8x10 rug and you don't have a loading bay, you cancel the order. And so sometimes vendors now don't even want to deal. There's a lot of vendors like Trika, Hoope. You have to have a gallery in order to be a dealer. You can't be an interior designer. They want you to have a gallery. You have to have a minimum of 2 beds, 3 tables in order to have the account. So yeah, but Jaipur is one rug company. We do a lot of rugs. So if you go to category and you go to rugs, you'll see all our rugs. So, you know, Four Hands does rugs, Jaipur. Kaladi is one of my new favorite rug lines. I just ordered a custom made rug from Kaladi because I had a really dumb dining table that I have a vent on two sides. So I had to make a really custom size. The rug was $3,000. It's a beautiful 6x9, 100% wool, hand knotted, luxury fine rug. Kaladi owns the factories in India. Kaladi and Fazy Rugs, they're manufacturers of rugs. They manufacture for Jaipur, Laloy, Surya. So Kaladi and Fazy are my new favorite rug lines because their luxury fine hand knotted rugs are way less money than Jaipur, Laloy, and Surya luxury fine hand knotted rugs. So you'll see all these wonderful rug lines, Rizzi, Solari. Do you guys know Solari? No. Michelle, do you know Solari? Oh, Solari is in Vancouver, and we do poofs and their wool woven rugs. We kill with Solari. You guys will love Solari, and we ship rugs all day long to the GTA. And Solari, of course, we'll ship it ourselves because it's in Vancouver. But let's go back to Jaipur. So I'm going to go back to Jaipur. I'm going to go to the Shop Jaipur website, which you're not going to see, but we're just going to do this. And I'm on the Jaipur website. So we're going to go to rugs. And you designers know you can organize everything by, there's thousands and thousands of rugs. So you can organize.
I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so let's open up this rug. We see this is a machine-made rug. It's the Acadia. We do really well with it. We have about 5,000 rug samples in our showrooms. We are like such a rug business now. If you want rug samples, you can order rug samples from us.
Did you?
Okay.
I feel like, did you say there is a fee for the rug samples? I can't remember how that works.
Yeah, there's a fee. If we get the order, we credit that fee back to you.
Amazing.
Some of my designers will order their 2x3s off Amazon or Wayfair or whatever because they can return it really easy for a full refund and then order their rug from us. That's a nice way to do it.
That's great little hack.
Yeah, so that's a good little thing. And a lot of designers like 2x3s because it's a better representation of a full rug.
I love this hack. Adding this hack to my list. I'm going to call and share that in the group. That's a great hack.
Yeah, really good hack. And the other thing with rugs, not so much Jaipur, but Laloy drives me freaking crazy because they have a whole bunch of collections by Amber Lewis that are not MAP protected, meaning they're sold on Wayfair and Amazon. And they make us look bad, their pricing. So we do have a list of them on the portal, non-MAP protected. Don't even bother. Or if you're gonna spec it, private label it. Don't tell your clients what the name is because your client is going to Google it and find it on Wayfair and not trust us about anything that we're sourcing because of that one stupid rug. So Laloy 2 really drives me crazy.
It's the worst.
Okay, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the Jaipur portal. So the Acadia rug, retail pricing. So again, I give you retail pricing. This retail pricing, because Jaipur is a US-based company and drop shipping it into a GTA warehouse is easy as pie. These are your prices. So you are going to, does everyone watching know Control F or Command F if you have a Mac?
Say that again.
Does everyone use the button on a PDF, Control F, or on a Mac, Command F? It brings up little, I'm just going to show you, sorry, I'm on another sheet here.
It's so annoying they have to change it over like that.
This little find in document, will you move our pictures, Michelle?
Yep, absolutely.
That little find in document comes up, and that little find in document is the biggest time saver with a PDF. So that is where you're going to write Acadia and push enter. It didn't work because Acadia is not listed on here. So bad example, but let's just say the code, let's just say we're going to do, I don't know, another rug that we're going to say anise. So if you write the word anise and it goes down, it brings you right down to the anise collection. So if you don't use the Control F button, you might have just fallen in love with me a little bit because it's the best tool you'll ever. And a lot of my price lists, like visual comfort, you guys should be buying all your visual comfort through me. I have a visual comfort price list. It's landed into GTA. You Control F and you can find anything. Your price of these rugs, anise is hand knotted 8x10 is $11,000. What is your discount? We're going to go back to,
There's got to be a better way to do that, eh?
That's all right. Your discount is orange. That's 30%. You're going to open up your quick reference guide, scroll down. Jaipur is 30%. If you take a Jaipur rug and you Google it and you try to find it on rugs.com, usually our price at 30 off beats it by far. Sometimes your clients can find a rug sale and sometimes, yeah. And so if it's a large rug, reach out to me because often I'll say to my vendor, hey, this is an 8x10 or 11x12 or 14x16, a mansion size rug. Can I get a better price on it? I get 10% off usually on luxury rugs. So then I can say to you, hey, add another 10% off to your clients. You'll get 40% off that rug because it's so expensive. Okay, that's Jaipur. Retail pricing. Another vendor, forehands. So let's talk about forehands. If you guys are probably all familiar with forehands. They are the largest importer in North America now. They sell to everyone.
Yeah.
And if they sell to Crate and Barrel, we look bad. So just
I've experienced that before too. And I also noticed that there's like, because I've had logins. I've had logins or I've been familiar with products that I know are forehands and they're not even available on the designer. Like for designers in some cases, like they're exclusive or something. There's been a few of those that I've noticed as well.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. But there's only, I would say, 50 products on Crate and Barrel's website right now. And on the Forehands website, there's 12,000 SKUs we order. There is a login. And this login gives you landed into the GTA Canadian retail pricing, 25% off these pricing. So you will love the Forehands website. It's so good.
Which I know is more than like, so there are some retailers in Toronto like Niche, I think Cocoon. I don't know if Cocoon gives you a login, but they give you a login and it shows retail, and I know you only get 20% off of those. And then not to mention if you order from LD Shop, it's only 15%.
And I think Cocoon pricing is way higher than ours.
I think so too. Well, I'm actually curious. I was gonna like see if well, actually, that's yeah. I'm gonna see if you pull something up. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Okay, let's log into Forehands just for fun because it is a really fun website, and you designers will love it because it becomes such a wonderful tool for you. So we're going to go to, what are we going to do? Let's do chairs because we sell so many friggin' chairs from Forehands. So you can see the June chair comes in 2 different colors, great photography. All this photography is for you designers. You can download any of this for your concept boards. You can post it on your Instagram. Some of the lifestyle photos are so rad from Forehands. So please use as much as you want. This is, oh, you know what? I'm logged into the wholesale. So I'm just going to log out.
I was going to say, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm going to log into my retail. and it's not working. Oh, it doesn't matter. You guys are going to see cost pricing, so just ignore it. As you'll get to know me, designers, I am super transparent. You want to know the cost? I'll tell you the cost. You want to know our profit? I'll tell you the profit. We don't hide anything. Again, you're an extension of my team. So I'm going to go back to chairs. This is my cost of my chair. Oh no, now it's retail. Okay, it worked. This is landed into the GTA. My cost is US dollar
Okay,
plus.
I will call out on LD Shop this exact same chair. I'm looking at it right now. Maybe click on the other color just to make sure there's no price difference.
Okay.
It's $23.89, and we only get 15% at LD Shop.
And yours is $23.62 at 25% off.
And I also how much percent?
25%.
That's amazing. And I also have I'm actually, okay, while you're doing this, I'm going to do some other reconnaissance work because I have a forehands and I have a landed cost spreadsheet, and I'm just going to tell you what we would make if I was trying to like match that price based on going direct, because I know it's probably only like 20%.
Oh, I love you,
landed cost for
Michelle.
me.
Amazing. What I love about the Forehands website is everything has live inventory, and if it's out of stock, it tells you when it's coming. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to get it to Canada. It doesn't. It takes 3 weeks, but we like to say 4 to 6 weeks just so we have a bit of a buffer.
So sorry, does that mean like if it said it's available in June, it's 4 to 6 weeks from that date in June is how?
Yeah.
That's also super helpful.
Yeah, so this June chair, there's 75 in stock, but there's more arriving in mid-December. Forehands does have 100,000 customers, so if this says 75, it might say 25 tomorrow. Their stock does go fast. Okay, I am going to come back.
I'm just going to quickly, I'm just going to tell you, because like I said, I have a spreadsheet for landed cost. So 2, 3. Okay, hold on. So sorry, this is not riveting at all. Yeah. So when I use my calculator to fix, so my calculator basically translates, because when I log into Forehands, it's U.S. pricing. So the U.S. pricing is $1,060 on my account when I log into Forehands. Exchange rate, like I don't know, I have it at 1.4 today, like it's ever changing. Then the brokerage fees to import is like estimated at about 4.25. Then you have to add the GST, so there's the duty, the GST. Then you have to add in the freight, which is, I think it's like 25. It's pretty high now, I feel like. So then the landed cost ends up being $1,855, which is $513 more. And like, it's not a huge difference. So I just figured out the 25% on that same cost is almost $600. Like, I think Forehands is a very like entry level, right? So it's not huge, but at the end of the day, you just made more money. Plus, I didn't spend all of the time doing this annoying math, because you need to make sure that basically I would do this math and I was like, if I'm not making more than 20%, I'm going to order it retail, because what's the freaking point, right? And then now I don't have to do any work though. So I actually have made more than that because I didn't spend the time to do it and order it. I just sent it to you along with everything else I'm ordering.
Love it. And you said duty at 4.5. I would say duty on Forehands ranges from 9 to 14%, depending on country of origin.
And you know what? Like, it's been such a hot minute since I've even updated these numbers. So like, this is probably like pre-COVID numbers too, which is a whole thing as well. But quick question. Yeah. I did notice somewhere, because I know there's a whole thing with leather goods right now. Do you guys call that out? Like we'll know, like we won't accidentally order a leather good that's going to incur insane amounts of tariffs without
No,
knowing?
we'll stop you right away. We do have a tariff list.
Okay.
It's called the SEMA tariff, and we'll stop it right away.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, it's worked out really well. We do have a little bit of a secret sauce. If it's a commercial project, often I can get things reclassified and cleared if it's a commercial project. So as long as it's going into your office, or a dental office or whatever, we have been able to get those cleared. But yeah, a lot of designers buying direct have been nailed by that SEMA tariff, and it's what, a 250% duty. It's a joke. So we're hoping that it's going to get lifted one day, but it's still anything that's made in Vietnam or China that's swivel leather, still issues. So Moe's and forehands have redirected a lot of manufacturing to Malaysia, India, and Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, for us Canadians. So that's a good thing too. Okay, I'm going to.
Also, lost my question. Oh, Forehands, for example, has a sampling program. Are we able to order samples? Like, is it free of charge to order, like, request samples needed for that?
It is, but I'm going to be honest with you. They've just halted the Canadian sample program recently.
Oh, that's annoying.
Super annoying. So right now the wood got halted, and we're just trying to figure out the swatches. And I guess they've analyzed the cost. Their samples are too nice. They send us big giant pieces of wood, and we're like, all we need is like a little paint chip of, and so they are working on it right now.
Amazing. And I will say, somebody just had to leave, and she said, this is so amazing. I have to run, but we'll catch the replay and definitely apply for a trade account. Somebody else may have also commented, I'm blown away. I have to run. I've already applied. Thanks, Allison and Michelle.
Yay! Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Probably
this program is amazing.
that was amazing. Probably the only thing I had note to show was Leloy. Here I put not map protected collections.
Okay.
So all the annoying Leloy collections you want to kind of avoid or white label is listed here.
I love it.
And then the other thing I put is our rug sample policy here. So every vendor has a different price of rugs, and that policy is there, so you can always look at it. That is it.
Amazing. That is incredible. And here's the thing. I think that there was a bit of it was probably a user issue. I think that more people were struggling to find it, but because it'll be on the replay, and you know what I'm going to tell people, like a little hack, if you feel like it's long, you put it on 1.25 to get through the information quicker. And maybe I'll also note, like, here's where the information starts, because like I want to make sure people get this info, because it is, I think, like, the last two people who left, like, that's how I felt. I was blown away, and I thought it was incredible, and I feel like I want to make this, I want to be successful in the GTA, so that this is something that you're motivated to work and like do whatever we can to make it as amazing a program here too, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that.
So we only have one person that is still lingering. Whoever you are, do you have any questions? I noted, and I have a question that I wanted to ask? The one question I did have was the commission check. How does the timing of the commission check work? So somebody just actually said, I came in late, but still excited, signed up. Thanks for doing this. Thank you. I don't know names, like I said, so I'm sorry I can't call out your name. But the commission checks. How does the timing work? Like, you know, I assume it's like after everything's been delivered. So if you spend like 50 grand on something, it's like after the last item is delivered, that's when the check goes out.
Yeah, we used to be 30 to 60 days, and we just increased it to twice a month, so that it's ideally 15 to 30 days after. We wanted to be a bit more competitive. Like sometimes, you know, my brother signs the checks. I'm like, dude, sign my commission checks. My designers are waiting for their commission checks. So I just got him to do it twice a month.
What was I going to say? So, basically what happens is you would identify to us what that commission check should, because we would invoice you for a commission check, right?
No, we write your invoice for you. So that's another thing designers love about us. So when you when you do your customized invoicing and you split your discounts, we do a report and it spits out what we owe you in commission, and we write your invoice.
I don't get it. So how does that invoice, like, what do you mean? And
So-
sorry, whoever just asked the question, I will, that's a great question and we'll answer that. Laura and team from Thornton Design. So you're writing the invoice that is like on our behalf?
Well,
I don't get it.
We write you a check and we give you a statement for the check. So a lot of designers have said to us, oh, God, I have to write an invoice to get my commission check from other companies. And we're like, oh no, we do the statement for you, so you know what invoice each commission check is done. We have it's out of QuickBooks.
So I'm curious, I would run this by my accountant, like, is that, like, does that just then the accountant for the person receiving that check account for it in some other kind of way that it's not like invoiced out? I guess that's something we should talk to our accountants about, you think? Or?
Yeah, it would be considered a income for you, and we add tax onto that commission check.
Tax for in 13 in like RHST or your tax?
Our tax.
Right. Okay, so I think this is something I'm going to run this by. Okay, so this kind of goes into actually Laura and team's question. Can you just bill us and we upcharge our clients as we see fit?
Oh, you betcha. Yeah, lots of our designers their clients have nothing to do with CF, nothing to do with the bill. They want their full discounts, and you go, and don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
A lot of our designers, typically who are independent, that don't have an administrator or an invoicing department, like our client facing. But no, we have a ton of designers now, and we have a ton of designers that actually they still take their full commission because they make the invoice full, and that's what they bill their clients.
Yeah.
And work that up as well as taking a commission. So you can.
And I feel as though Laura might also be saying, like, in theory, if she knows that item, maybe you have it as a retail price of $600, but she knows it's also available, like, at, like, what is it? It's MAP and what's the other one? Just MSRP, like the higher one. Like, so I feel like that's what Laura's asking. Like, at the end of the day, you can charge it like whatever you think is like appropriate. Or
Totally.
Is that accurate though? Like, you're okay with that? So I hope, Laura, hopefully that answers your question. But basically, like, even if CF has the retail price at $600, but you know that product actually can be sold for $675 because it's available through another vendor, then you just pay whatever you pay to CF and you just go about it the way you would any other, like, markup on any invoice or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of our designers are used to buy direct. They'll have a project that they've already got their pricing direct, and then they'll get our pricing and they're like, oh wait, it's way less money, but we were already making that markup on a higher price point. I'm like, well, don't change the pricing.
Yeah.
Just make more. Yeah. So
Totally.
Absolutely.
And also,
Yeah.
I feel like it should be said that in some cases, well, first of all, you should note that, like, I had questions because I was looking at some lighting, and I just, checking like pricing, because you're always kind of on the lookout for, like, is my client going to find this somewhere else for less? So we start to know, like, where certain vendors carry what. So I had noticed, like, the lighting for Mitzi was a little higher, and when I reached out to Jim, he actually, like, if I hadn't asked, I wouldn't have known that, and I might have thought, oh, I'm just going to go where it's more affordable. But he actually said there's actually an issue with the retail price list, and he told me what the pricing actually was for me. And I think another question we should answer is, what what is the, like, I think there's no agreement we're signing. So in the event that, like, there is a product, let's call it Four Hands, that it happens to be 50% off at LT Market here in Toronto. Is it acceptable to go and order that product from there? Like, how is that, how are we to approach that kind of like ethical type question for ourselves?
Oh, as in I've sourced it, inspected, but it's half price at
No,
LT.
so like not like I sourced a product. I know it's Four Hands. I got the pricing from you. It was X, but I know that it's on LT Market for 50% off.
Yeah.
Is it appropriate to, like, is that a conflict of interest? Like, is it appropriate to order that? Should we potentially say, hey, here's what's going on, and you might see if there's like a way to how should people approach that?
I would say ask us. We will meet or match pricing when it's applicable. But if it's a 50% off LT Market, probably not. I'd be like, go, Michelle, go get it. What a deal.
Yeah.
Probably the only ethics is, I love LT. They're like us. They're family owned and operated. I probably wouldn't condone showroom shopping.
Yeah.
Because ethically, I just don't think it's right, even though I want your business. But, they're like us. They pay a lot of money for housing a lot of products. So, we're quite careful in Vancouver. Moe's is an example that, a lot of these people have bought franchises. And if we're going to showroom shop and that franchise is invested in all this, but I'm getting the order, it's not fair. And so I really do ethically not condone that. If you do go into Moe's here in Vancouver, we always say the Moe's owners love us, but the salespeople aren't getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So don't talk to the salespeople. Call up your CF account manager. But no, business is business. And there is, I just had a designer, we did a whole visual comfort quote. And we saw on their story that they bought all the visual comfort, but they didn't buy it from us. But we quoted it. Mm-hmm. And so I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, what happened? And she said, oh, we got it through Visual Comfort Direct at way less money because they had an open box sale. And I'm like, oh, well, why didn't you tell me? I would have matched pricing, like I would have, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she goes, in the end, it ended up being such a nightmare. We actually didn't know we had to pay duty on it. There was all these issues. In the end, they didn't save any more money, but it was an opportunity for me to say to them, business is business. Of course, you're going to try and get the best price, but we are so transparent and open to making sure that we have the opportunity to match it. Same with Mitzi. I mean, Mitzi, often on the Mitzi website, they're having vendor sales. And so it causes a bit of a problem when we buy our Mitzi through Hudson Valley.
Oh, I see. Well, and I think too, like, I feel like there is times when it seems like, oh, maybe, because I think we had talked about, like, there's some instances where maybe it doesn't make sense to order, like, for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason might be, but I think when you're talking about like 50 grand or plus, like, even if that one-off piece is like less profitable, I think as a whole, the ease of being able to email, I think it's not even just like the like numbers on the spreadsheet itself for the specifics. It's like the effort of sending one PO to one vendor, or like the least amount of vendors possible, is just ideal, because anytime anything goes wrong, you're still only dealing with one person, and it's like all of that is so worth it at the end, no matter what, I feel like. And I think, like, the more I think about it, the idea of having like the white labeled invoice, whatever you want to call it, because invoicing is another bane of my existence, which my accountant gets mad at me because, like, I do a proposal, I collect a retainer for the funds, and then all of a sudden I have to take the time to translate that into an invoice, double check every invoice that, okay, well, the price that I thought it was going to cost me did in fact cost me that, for my cost of good, what was the shipping I actually paid that I have to input into the invoice. And like now my invoicing for when you're talking about 50 grand plus worth of products becomes hours worth of work as well. So the idea of being able to also just be able to like pass that off, as well as the client loves to use their credit cards. Do you guys charge like a fee for credit card use? So a client telling a client, well, if you want to use a credit card to pay for my invoice, I have to add 3% because I'm not going to pay for that. But they're really bummed out at the points. It's always about the points. For the idea that they can pay with their credit card and not be charged, like the client's super happy about that. They also feel like everything's super transparent because they've seen the invoice from the retailer in their mind, right? So you're not feeling weird about if they're ever going to come back and ask about, pricing this or that. Okay, another question. How do you deal with any quality control issues upon arrival? Are we responsible to get the products back to Vancouver? A great question.
Yes, no, it's not worth shipping it back to Vancouver. Right now, receiving at ProTrans, if there is a forehands claim, we get the photos and we get a replacement. Right now, we are asking the designer to discard of the product. Because we get a full replacement at no charge from forehands. Or we are finding a repair person to come in and repair it. But no, it's not worth, it's kind of like most of the e-com stores now are like, oh no, can you just give that away to someone? So that's probably the only pain in the butt is we have to get rid of it. Whether or not we leave it at ProTrans and say, hey, Norma, give it to anybody who wants it, or you guys are taking a picture of it and selling it on Facebook Marketplace and ideally getting it picked up.
What I kind of do a lot of the time,
Yeah. So, that the only thing, full disclosure, is that, we're not in Toronto and we can't physically pick anything up. So how we navigate that, we are doing it right now and it's working fine. Norma at ProTrans handles our repair people coming in, and we just use local repair people. If there is a hole in the back of a sofa, then we're getting an upholstery guy, we're ordering the yardage, he's coming in, he's replacing that panel, fixing it up so that for install it looks good as new. If it's getting installed into a client's house, again, same thing. We take a picture and we come up with a solution. Usually it's a replacement or a repair. The only time when a big pain in the butt is if it's a discontinued item or the fabric was a COM and we have to get the fabric yardage and all that. But no, we can fight and handle any quality control issues from BC, from our head office.
Amazing. Hopefully that answers your question. Thank you so much, Allison, for taking so much time with that. If you don't have any more questions, I'll give you like a little bit more, a few more minutes. If you have any more questions, I assume this is still Laura. Otherwise, is there anything else that you want to share that you didn't get to share with everybody?
No, I think I nailed anything. I think the only thing that I might send out to you is a little bit more detail on the commission payout and how that works. Because again, I think I told you at the beginning, I am not a number cruncher. My strength is, relationships with my designers and the creative. So I'll find out a little bit more about that. But it was fabulous. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you. I'm just so freaking excited about this program. And like I said, more people will hopefully watch this. And what I'm going to say, if you don't mind, is like, continue. If you watch this after the fact and you have questions, please, by all means, like comment here, or if you don't mind, should I just include your email?
Absolutely, 100%.
Because I want people to feel like they kind of understand any of the question, like anything that they're like, I don't understand how this works. Also, I feel like it's one of those things too, like the best way to learn is just start doing it too and getting in. And I think a big thing that you said to me before we got on live, which I think is really important for everybody to know, is that you are a problem solver. So like sometimes things don't go perfectly, or there's things like people don't love that they don't ever communicate it. And you did say like, that's something you're really good at, and you want the feedback and you want to make things better. So like if anything's ever not working great, then communicate it. Or if something you feel like, oh, this is lacking or whatever, communicate it, because like maybe there's opportunity to tweak or improve.
Totally. And I love my designers that give me positive and negative feedback, because it's the only way we can grow. And I feel like service recovery, I've been doing a lot of research on service recovery, how important it is for service recovery. Everything's going to go wrong. It's furniture. It's the worst thing to ship.
Totally.
And so, but if we have this really good service recovery, we just end up becoming hero. And you're like, once again, I love CF. And so I feel like that's my forte is, problem solving, but really getting good feedback. Again, you guys are my salespeople, so you better let me know what you need in order for you to grow.
Absolutely. Here's my suggestion. I have one suggestion. If I could just input my credit card online and not have to fill out a PDF that I have to, this is one of these ADHD things that I can't stand. Like any vendor that sends me a PDF that I have to fill out is just like the bane of my existence. That said, I know that you do only technically have to do it once, and then you just say keep it on file. Which once that's good to go, then that's good to go. But when I can't remember, somebody had emailed me, I think it was my second order with you guys, and they were like, oh, I don't know if it was like call with a credit card. I was like, oh no, I gave approval for my credit card going forward. And she's like, okay, sorry, I didn't know if the client was paying. I was like, okay, good, because I cannot stand having to give a credit card via PDF, because there's a lot of retailers that do that, because of course they don't want to keep your credit card on file, which is like fair enough. But like, there's retailers who do it well, and then there's like the hardware company I work with. Every time I have to fill out a PDF, and it is, I can't stand it. It makes me like not want it. I don't take action quickly.
Really good feedback. I love that. One of the things that we're about to launch, and you'll start to see this, is we've launched a CRM. Do you know what a CRM is? Yeah.
Well, but maybe say what it is in case anybody doesn't.
So CRM is a customer relationship management tool. And so what we're doing is right now, if you're a new designer, you kind of get into the email pool and you get all the emails that every designer who's buying from CF. We don't want to do that now. If you're a new designer, we want to start emailing you dedicated emails to educate you, to help you grow, to learn the program. And then we have another set of emails that go to our established designers that have been buying from us for years. So in order to manage your email campaigns, a CRM does that for you. But what a CRM also does is, and this will be phase 2, is that you, Michelle, you will have your own profile on our CRM. And that's where your quotes will live. That's where your invoices will live. That's where your credit card form will live. It'll be an electronic housing place that you and I are interactive with. It supposedly, it's called, we chose Zoho. There's Salesforce, there's HubSpot, there's so many of them. But Zoho has this capability for our customers to have a hub where you can go and look at all your quotes. Because right now, you're going to have to find it in your email or email your account manager to say, hey, where's my quote? Now we can say, hey, your Excel spreadsheet of your ETAs is here, your quotes, your invoices. It'll be your little CF hub.
That is music to my ears, because another thing I cannot stand is that working with having to, like, I love that we can log into CF. You gave us the password, we can log in, we can see retail price lists. Like, there's so many like companies that are so old school where that you are forced to email the rep to get pricing, lead time, and all of that. For me, like, that is such a barrier for me to even want. Like, I want to work with the companies that give me all the information I need on my plate without having to like jump through hoops. And I love, like, everything you're saying sounds amazing. It kind of goes back to what I was saying before, like, efficiency is like, I love anything efficient. I want to jump through less hoops.
Totally.
All right, we still got a hanger on her. I don't know if it's still you, Laura, but I love it. You're still here. I'm sure
I
you're
love it.
multitasking on a Friday, but I think with that, I think maybe we call it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email it to all the designer, like the chat that I have, because I know there was more people that didn't show up that were interested, and it'll just be there so that they can learn about it and
Fabulous.
yeah. So let's end this. Tell everybody where they like what should, if they're interested in more information, either A, they want to go forward, what should they do? Or B, they want more information before signing up or whatever.
Yeah, go to the website, cfinteriors.ca. It's pretty clear. You just go to apply now, D&T program, apply now. You'll click that, and it's we ask you a few questions about who you are, how many, your address and all that, what you need to have a website, an Instagram handle, and we kind of need to know your certification just to make sure you're a legit designer. Approved. Put where you heard us from. Put Michelle's name just so we can track that. I love that. And then, and then you'll be approved in 24 hours. You'll get assigned probably Jim. He's our Calgary.
Who's amazing.
Who is amazing. And he pretty much does all of Eastern Canada right now because he's really good at logistics. And he will take very, very good care of you. I am his support system, and I am here. I support a lot of designers with business conversations, how I can support you in becoming profitable. Any pain points you have, you send them my way, and Michelle's going to share my email address with all of you. Amazing.
I'm so excited. I'm really hoping you get some new signups, and so I think that's it. That was a good haul. It was like 2 hours.
Awesome. Oh my God, boom. Thank you so much, Michelle. What an incredible gift you're giving so many designers, providing a platform of supporting them. So kudos to you.
Well, and I hope so. I feel like too, like a lot of people, you send an email, right? And you kind of just go, so like I'm hoping like having a designer kind of say, hey, like this is an amazing program, because otherwise you get an email. I don't even know. I must have got it because I had signed up whenever ago. Because I remember when you had like an online, like before you had gone trade only, I think, and you were on my list of vendors, but like, a lot of people might be like, oh, somebody else just trying to sell me something that's like whatever.
Totally.
So, and I know I've talked to Crispin as well, who said amazing things about the program as well. So yeah. Anyways, I think we should call it. Thank you so much again. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.